So I'm here in beautiful southern Alberta, and I left before dawn to meet with a mom whose children are in care and have been for a couple of years. Mom has struggled with addictions and has gone to treatment and then lived in a sober living environment, a house, for a couple of years. And her children, who are all young, the oldest was born in 2019, she has 3 children, are at a foster family. So everything was going great. The trajectory was that the children were going to be slowly integrated back to the mom, who has since remarried, and life would go forward. However, there were some serious allegations made by the foster parent about this mom and the issue of physical abuse. And of course that has to be investigated. So that is being investigated. The RCMP are investigating it. By the way, I support the RCMP in this province, and I'm just disgusted that this government is thinking about replacing the RCMP. They have such a heritage in this province. But regardless, what has happened is that Children's Services, when these allegations came to light in the end of August, have cut off visits completely. No online visits, no home visits, no supervised visits, nothing. And understanding that the allegations precede Children's Services' involvement over a couple years ago, these are pretty dated, and these are young children. So what I came down was to share with Mom what she can do and how she can advocate for visits to be reestablished. And that's called an administrative review. And that's under the Act, is that if your children are involved with Children's Services, there's a process called an administrative review where a guardian of the child or the child themselves can, if they disagree with their social worker or their caseworker, can do what's called administrative review. So I came down to share my experiences and how to do this admin review with this mother who's been accused of horrific violence towards her children. My concern is that once the justice system is finished, once the Children's Services system is finished, once the healthcare system is done and moves on, this family will remain a unit. These children will still be with their moms in some capacity. So, just one sec, here comes the truck. So, knowing that, it's to everybody's benefit that we make the best of a bad situation. And what Mom is asking for is pretty reasonable. She's asking for supervised visits. So that could be, obviously that's supervised, and that would be either somebody with Children's Services would supervise the visits, or even the police, or both. It could be at a child welfare office, it could be at a park, it could be at a police station. And we're arguing is that Children's Services has the resources and the means to allow these supervised visits. And if that happens, then, the family can work together, heal together, and move forward. Personally, I don't believe these allegations. I think they're way over the top, given the ages of these children, that the oldest is 6. But who am I? And I have to say that charges haven't been laid. They're just investigating this. And so there's this presumption of innocence as well. But the safety of the children, of course, is paramount. So we're saying, and I'm supporting the mom in saying this, is that, yes, let's keep the investigation. I'll cooperate with the investigation. And Mom has cooperated. She's gone down for interviews with the police. And that, but allow visits to continue so that we're not traumatizing these children any further than we have to. And visits again could be at the police station, could be at a child welfare office. But Children's Services is saying, no, there's going to be no visits. There's going to be no contact. And that, I believe, is the wrong approach. If we lose the admin review, because these children have status, TGO status, temporary guardianship status with the director, we can do what's called an appeal. We can appeal. If we lose the admin review, we can appeal this to the Child Welfare or Children's Services Appeal Panel, which is a it's a group of community members that can overturn Children's Services direction. So usually on this appeal panel, there's always a lawyer, there might be a registered social worker, there might be an elder or a knowledge keeper, there could be a respected community member. And so this Children's Services Appeal Panel is also a tool that we can access, which we will access if we lose the interview. So, that's why I came out today, is I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm not here to argue one point more than the other. I'm here to show vulnerable people that are ignorant of the law, ignorant of their rights, what they can do in a positive way to fight for them, to fight for their beliefs, to fight for their rights, and fight for what they feel is right. And that's, yeah. Doesn't sound like the biggest thing in the world, but to this mom it is, and if it's important to her, it's important to me. And just so you know, if whoever's watching this, if something involving you or your children or your parents or your sister or your brother, I'm here to help you as well as the coalition. We're here to help. We're a free service, and we want to help. So this isn't just about explaining what I do from day to day. This is also an invite to you to access the services of me and the coalition, to fight for your rights, to make sure that you have access to justice, to make sure that your voice is heard and that you're respected. Because these government systems, these employment systems, these healthcare systems, these justice system, they can all mulch and chew you up and spit you out. And you need to be aware of what your rights are. So anyways, that's my rant. Lovely country. Just look at that, eh? I love Alberta. You can hear the geese migrating. And thank you to all who support me. Thank you to all that follow what I do. And I wish you a really nice day, and hope life treats you well. Bye.